It's been a rainy day. I sold my TV that was in here. So I should just go ahead and disconnect this antenna. But as you can see, I'm using a 26 millimeter on the Nikkor ZR. Now, why am I showing you this? Looks like it's holding the dirt mulch that I put down, which is good. The grass is growing, weeds. I'll take care of that shortly with weed eater. But you'll notice grass is growing and it's filling in the spots, even by the tree. So let me show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm using the ZR. I'm going to be using the Z6 III and the Z8 for this video. What I'm going to be comparing to is the 24-70 against the 28-75 and the 20 millimeter against the 17-28. All 2.8 lenses. Between both cameras, we will see how good each lens is, and would it be better just to carry the 24-70 and a 20 millimeter, or the 17-28, the 28-75. Two lenses each. We'll see how they perform. So this is the 24-70 f2.8 S lens, second version. You know, that looks pretty dark. I can feel the cold air, a few drops, so rain is coming again. Now, I'm going to go to 70 millimeters. And you see, still at 2.8. I do have the lens hood on just to protect the lens or the front element. I start feeling some more drops. So let's go to the 20 millimeter. Let's go back to 24. Now get the 20 millimeter. So 20 millimeter Viltrox f2.8 on the Z6 III. See, this is a good compromise. Now, all four lenses are not stabilized, but the camera body is. I do have a 180-degree shutter angle. I have it at f2.8. The auto ISO is at 100. And this is a small lens. Let's bring it here. So let's go to the next two lenses. So before I ended the last video at 24, this is 20 millimeters. So a little bit wider field of view. This is at 17 millimeters. And it's at 28 millimeters. So this is the second pair of lenses that I'm going to show that you can also bring along. 20 millimeters is smallest. This is the second smallest. 28-75 and then the 24-70. I got the combo 17 to 28, 28 to 75, and 70 to 180. This is at 28 millimeters. Oh, I'm sorry, this is at 17. Now we're going to go to 28. ISO is at 100. Pretty neat, huh? So, 28 to 75. 28. See, this has 35, 50, 75. Look at that. Yeah. You did real good. So, a little windy right there. I think they stopped work on the hospital already since it's Saturday. But that's at 75. This is at 28 millimeter. So you see, very good picture quality. Of course, it's an overcast day. The sun should be around there somewhere. So I can't really tell you for any glaring issues, but I like this lens. It's not a bad lens. I like the combination of the 70 to 180 also. See, all good. And that takes care of the comparison on the Z6 III. A little better resolution. This is the Z8 with the 28 to 75. You can see it's a little bit overblown and it looks a lot brighter. But why is that? Because this ISO is at 64 instead of 100. That is why. It's not dark as the previous images before using this lens on a different camera. Still a Nikon. You can see this is 75 millimeters. Still at f2.8. 64 ISO. I don't see any wobbly issues by panning the camera. Stabilization looks great. What do you think? Let's look at this. See how fast it focuses? Go here and back up here. And then if we go that this way, see, when you're at 28 millimeters, you don't see that much focusing. So, let's go to the 17 to 28. So here's 28 millimeters. And there's 17. So this lens will compete with the 20 millimeter and also with the 20 to 24 on the other one. We'll go up to 28. But you can see why the 17 to 28 and the 28 to 75 are such good pairing lenses that an f2.8, do you really need a prime? Because that Viltrox 20 millimeter is an f2.8. And it's at 20 millimeters. Like where I just put it right now, it's at 20 millimeters. And like it said, with the Z8, ISO is at 64 instead of 100. And if I go all the way to 28, that brings it a little bit closer. But all the way back to 17, it's quite different. I don't really see any barrel distortion, even when I'm zooming in and out. So let's go back to 20. So this is 17 to 28, Nikkor Z. It's not the S lens. There is no stabilization. And I'm using the Z8 in manual mode, 180 degree shutter angle, f2.8. So the Viltrox 20mm f2.8, same settings as the previous two lenses from Nikon. This is the second half of the combination I would choose bring along for a shoot. 20mm is basically for vlogging, maybe for some wide field views of landscapes or maybe a little astrophotography. I don't know. I like using 1.8, 1.4 lenses. But anyway, this is a fixed 20mm full frame lens. Let's look at the sky. It's getting a little bit brighter. It's getting closer to sunset. See, no zooming. I just have one prime, and then I'm using the 24 to 70 S version 2. Let's go to that now. So this is a little bit more than 20mm. This is a 24. There's a 28, 35, 50, 70. I really can't tell the difference except for the autofocusing is much quicker on this lens compared to the other lenses. That's the only thing I can say about it. It's the biggest lens. It's not that heavy. I love it because there's no telephoto. It's all in focus, where the barrel just stays the same size, just that the glass elements move on the inside. Very quiet focusing motor. A lot of things I like about this. So 24mm, everything should be in focus. And now you see a difference. See? A little bit longer focus, but look. It's pretty good. Garbage cans. Antenna. So that is a test. See if I can do it real close. Close. And this is at 70mm. Let's go back. See, I had it focused a little bit there. So, what do you think? So, let's go back in the studio and look at the lenses, and we'll see these videos, and then you tell me, is it worth getting a premium lens like this at 2800, 2900? Or stay with the 28 to 75? Same thing with the 17 to 28 compared to the Viltrox 20mm. All different price points, all good lenses. I just want to give you an option of what you would carry on a shoot. Are zoom lenses worth it? Or are you more into prime? 4 lenses, okay? 3 cameras, Z6 III, Z8, and of course the intro ZR with the 26 millimeter Nikkor. But I'm going to put those here out of the way. And I am now going to show you the 4 lenses. Okay, the first lens, 24 to 70 f2.8s, the second version. All in focus so the barrel doesn't move in and out. The Viltrox, 20 millimeter. All right, just to prime. These 2 lenses compare to 17 to 28, which, believe it or not, folks, it does not extend out. Okay, this is a cheaper version, but still a great lens. They're both f2.8. The Viltrox is prime. This is a zoom lens. Now let's go to the 28 to 75. This one does telephoto out, but still it's a 2.8 lens. That's the only thing I see wrong with this lens. And that's why I bought this one. So if I go all the way to 70, just about, I think that's a 70. And I do the same thing here because it doesn't extend out. They're almost the same size, but only this is a wider lens. I think it's like, what is it? I was hoping it would tell me the aperture size. Yeah, 77. And this one is a 67. So this is 10 more than this. Okay, so would you rather carry the Nikkor 17 to 28 and the 24 to 70, or would you rather carry the 20 and 2875? But what I chose is I keep this the same, to 17 to 28, 28 to 75. All right. But if you notice, with the biggest lens and 20 millimeter, this is a little bit heavier because of the lens, but put this on the camera with that. Put this on the camera with that extra. They're about almost the same weight, okay, with them, both of them. That's if I don't break the lens first. There is the lens for when you put a filter on, you can mess with it. I don't usually like these, and this is usually at the bottom. But if you do use the lens hood, it will protect it. So that's my take on these lenses. I just wanted to show you a comparison with the video quality. Can you tell the difference? I took a picture and I don't see any difference, okay? So the question is, are you willing to pay $2,800, maybe $3,000 for this combo compared to half the price with the smaller version? I hope this helps you a little bit. I'm not throwing any pictures. This is all video content. The pictures will be coming shortly after this video. But let me know down in the comments what you think. I love the 4 lenses. I love the in focusing where the barrel doesn't extend. But the 28 to 75, which has the extra reach, but then when you're zooming out, it's missing on that end. I think I'd rather have the 24 to 70. I still like the 17 to 28 because it gives me another zoom lens, which is, I think, a lot better than the 14 to 30. And the 1430 is less expensive than the 14 to 24. So they're coming out with the 70 to 200, the 2 version, the S, which I'm getting. And then the rumor is the next one is the 14 to 24. If both of those lenses are in focus lenses, yes, they'll be bigger, but they should weigh less than the previous versions. So that's something to think about. If you have the funds, go for the 14 to 24 and the 7200. If you don't, 17 to 28, 28 to 75, 70 to 180 is perfectly fine. The autofocus may be a little bit quicker on the 24 to 70 S. I saw no problem with the Viltrox. The 28 to 75 did an excellent job, same as the 17 to 28 on autofocusing. So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.